Easy edit, done.
Right, we're there.
We're on.
Right.
Are you sure? Prove it.
Yeah. Oh, what's this doing? Oh, no.
Do you want me to check?
No, we're on. We're on.
Sure?
Yeah.
Sure you sure? No. Let me check. Honestly.
Yeah, no, we're live. We're live. Live and direct.
TikTok, that's what's happening right now.
Live and direct.
Live and direct. Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we're on. So let's go.
Live.
Right.
Oh, why do I have such a big bald patch when I walk around like that?
It's the lighting. Honestly, trust me. It's the lighting in here. So
I have
anyway,
to sit like this to
guess
stop
what?
myself.
I was resting last night, and the whole of my little toenail came off. I'd just been sparring with someone who was a southpaw, stamped on it at least 20 times, and it really
That does look horrible to me.
It's nasty, isn't it?
It doesn't look good.
You can't really see that. But I didn't have the heart to tell him until afterwards because I have lots more experience.
Yeah, you don't want to beat him up.
I don't want a beginner going light on me.
No.
That's not good for my self-esteem.
No.
And not good for his face.
Definitely not.
And or body. Anyway, I say and or body because I've probably told you this because I've told you most things. That PT I had, boxing, only ever did one, and complained at the end when we did a little bit of light sparring.
Yeah.
He looked a bit disgruntled with the whole thing, and I thought he'd enjoyed it. I was like, "You alright, mate? What's up?" He said, "Well, the thing is, I didn't expect to get punched in the face." I was like, "What?"
What?
And I was like,
Boxing?
"What do you mean?" And he goes,
Are you stupid?
"Yeah." I was like, "It's boxing." And he goes, "Yeah, I know, but I didn't expect to get punched in the face." I was like,
What? Did you think you'd avoid everything?
I was like, "It's literally," and I like to use this.
You're the best in the world.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I didn't. Yeah, you're not supposed to get hit. Actually, he had a point.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to get hit.
You're not supposed to get hit.
He thought he was better than
He
he
thought
actually
he was the best in the world.
No. Wait, I said to him, it's literally the art of punching people in the face and or body.
Yeah, and or
Until
body.
they fall over. And I laughed because I said and or in imaginary brackets. And he didn't laugh. And he never came back. Well, I don't really care.
No, can't get too emotional
I'm not
about
really
these
good at
ones.
this business thing. Do you know what I mean? I'm good at the fighting thing and the coaching.
I had one guy who came in, sat on an assault bike for 20 minutes and said, "That's me done."
Did he come back? Oh.
I was like, "Oh, goodbye."
Do you remember? I'm not going to mention any names. We're going to stop. Actually, I don't care about stuff. Whatever. Not going to mention any names. Remember the little dude with all the spots on his back that threw down?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he paid for 10 sessions up front for his dad. His dad came, lasted 20 minutes, and went and sat out in the reception area. And I was chatting to him. He's like, "Oh, I'm done now. You don't have to sit with me." And in a way where he didn't want to train, that's not where we train now. And then that was it. Never saw him again. I was like,
see, I always feel guilty for things like that because I'm like, well,
I felt guilty for like a minute.
and then you go, well, it's not exactly my fault, is it?
And I'm like, yeah, this is the reason why you're fat.
Yeah. This is why you look like you do, and the way I
We
look
literally
like I do.
we did the treadmill circuit, and it was 3 minutes off on like slow pace, 2 minutes, 2 kilometers an hour, and the 3 minutes on was at, I think it was either 4 or 5 kilometers an hour, which isn't even a jog.
No.
And
It's not even a fast-paced walk though,
No,
really, is it?
and
It's
like
like a medium stride.
Well, his fast circuit, the 2 minutes fast, the 15 minutes was like where you're confused as to whether you should walk fast or slow jog. It was that, and at the end of it, he nearly died, and I was like,
It's hard, isn't it?
okay,
It's
it's going to
super
take more than 1 hour a week, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But there you go.
Just go for a walk.
God knows. Anyway, why are we here?
UFC 360 now.
So, 316. Funnily enough, that is exactly 100 UFCs since, well, it wouldn't be UFCs, 100 main UFCs.
Yeah,
since
main.
Team Savage were at UFC with Mark Godby.
And it's very key to remember, but that does not mean years.
That's not in years, it's not 100 years since. Feels like it.
Although it would match your age.
It would, yes. But your haircut's different from mine, so I feel I'm doing well. Anyway, what you got?
Fortunate.
It was UFC 216
And 17, wasn't it?
Yeah, and 17. 16 was T-Mobile Arena.
2018.
Was it 2018?
No.
I don't know.
I got it in my head that it's 2018.
It was where Demetrius Johnson suplex armbar Ray Borg.
Epic.
It was me and Dean Lewis in the VIP area.
Did you, when you were watching it, did you just go, that's mental?
I didn't care because I was hammered.
you didn't even think about
So
it.
basically, Godbeer's fight didn't happen because because Derek Lewis hurt his back warming up.
Oh, and then Walt Harris needed to step in against someone.
Not Fedor.
No, it wouldn't be Fedor.
Oh, Brazilian. Verdum.
Oh, yeah.
Verdum. So he had to step in against Verdum. So they just stole Walt Harris and told Mark Godbeer, you ain't got to fight. So that was it. We had nothing else to do. And the runners said, you're in a good position here. You can get any favour you want from the UFC. And I was like, can we have some tickets?
Yeah.
Dean Lewis. Godbeer had gone.
He was off.
Me and Dean Lewis were given tickets, VIP section. Anyway, we get in the VIP section, all suited and booted. I had a brand new Hugo Boss suit that I'd had tailored so it was like leggings.
You look like a right Nazi. Walked in, Nazi uniform.
I had a white flowery shirt on, that's the furthest thing from that. Anyway, so we're in this VIP section and we started chatting to the guys in front and they were Canadians and they found out that we were part of the UFC, and they were such fanboys and such nice guys. They blasted us with drinks all night, and we were hammered. And then it was funny because when we left the venue, we got a bit friendly with these guys, and we were like, "When you come back to the, we're in the Mirage Hotel. Let's go back to all the bars there because it's where all the fighters are."
Yeah.
I said, and if you're hanging around with us, you can meet all the fighters and stuff. They're like, oh, amazing. And literally I laughed because as we came out, he goes, well, I've got my car in the back. I was like, well, you can drive there then. He's like, it's got 2 seats. He's like, right. So it's a Lamborghini. And
He was excited to tell you.
I was so happy. I was like, nah, leave it there. Who cares? And they just left it there. We went to the Mirage and they bought everybody a drink. And we're in.
What, even the fighters?
Even the fighters, we were, I can't remember, I think Godbeer had joined us by then, but we were at this table with King Green, so it was Bobby Green at the time, Verdum, and in Verdum's crew, for the old school people, had Babalu, who else was in there? And the other guy getting pissed with us was Groovy Lando.
Oh yeah.
What was his name?
Oh, I can't remember.
Vagliato or something. Lando Iannato.
I can't remember that, but
he was there.
Yeah.
We'll get hammered, and I
I always liked him. I always liked his style. It's sweet.
Bobby Green turns up in a red velvet suit with no top on underneath.
Of course he did.
And this is the best bit. He wanders over to me in my Hugo Boss suit, which is like a corset and leggings. I got my flowery top on, shirt on, and he went, "Oh man, I thought I was the most flash guy." And I was like, "Think you know who I am?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Good."
Yeah, probably for the best.
Oh mate, I was so hammered that they had
Offered him out. There and then.
They had like a little Airstream sort of camper van, trailer, caravan, in the actual bar, and out of it, in it, they had like a little cooking area, and they were serving chips and stuff out. So I'm in this queue, waiting for chips like a bit, and I look behind, and the dude's behind, and I'm like, "Hey, the dude!" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, there's a great armbar on Walt Harris." He went, "Yeah." And then as he started talking to me, they went, I know, 46, which was my number of chips. I went, "Yeah, sound.
Walked away.
Chips are more important than the deal. And I was like, oh, can I have a chat?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh well, makes for a good story. Ignoring bullying, that's class. Absolutely class.
So let's get on to
What we're actually here for.
Yeah.
UFC 360.
Oh, and we were at New York.
No, we started again.
2017, and that was GSP and Bisping.
Bisping.
Yeah. And we were in a lift with, what's his name? Amazing biceps. Brazilian. Paulo Costa.
Oh yeah.
Before he was a big name, and chatting away to him.
Well, before he was a big name as well.
Yeah, and I don't know what supplements he was taking. He smelled of fish.
I wonder.
Yeah, fishy ones. Omega 6 and 3 oils. So it's got massive biceps.
Could you imagine that's the only thing that it is? Yeah.
That's my secret. Right, go on. So we're only going to do 3.
Top 3.
Top 3 are.
Gastelum, Pfeiffer, Pena Harrison, and Morado.
Go on, Gastelum, Pfeiffer.
Gastelum, Pfeiffer. I think Gastelum will come forwards with combinations like he always does.
Yeah.
And then I just imagine that Pfeiffer's too big for him, and I think that he'll catch him mid-combo. I think Gastelum's so good at running and like slipping and trying to move, but I think Piper's so long and he throws those hooks with a bit of power on them. Not something you'd want to run into.
I think you may have already heard me say this. I think Gastelum's fat. And he's
Fluffy, I think was the word you used.
Yeah. I think,
I do
and I said
love
this
that
before,
description.
this is my analogy of Gastelum this time round. His body is not consistent with his massive legs. Now normally, he's normally got thin legs, his barrel body, and a big head, and they're consistent. Yeah. His head's bigger than his fluffy body now.
Yeah, he's sort of, not necessarily lost weight, but lost maybe a bit of muscle. Yeah.
So
maybe he's just not as...
I think he's going to tire. He's never been one for massive cardio.
No, not hugely, but then it used to be okay, but I think recently, as you say, it's taken a bit of a hit. And definitely more recently.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And Pfeiffer's demonstrated that despite his cardio definitely dropping into the later rounds, he can carry on that power throughout. Yeah. So I think Pfeiffer will catch him probably first or second, and probably spark.
What did we say? Pfeiffer first or second, or I don't care.
Or I don't care.
And I hope it's two. If they both run out of cardio quick, I hope it's two idiots swinging.
But it will.
Sorry, I shouldn't call them idiots. Two world-class athletes.
Totally hell for leather. Yeah.
Like having a pub fight, that would be more interesting than two people trying not.
I do enjoy those fights where they're just totally broken, and that's it.
But like, you don't want to fight where it's two. All names go made out of bricks. Bald head, black guy, French maybe, does the salute thing.
Isn't that Cyril Gahn?
No.
Who does that then? Who are you talking about? I swear Cyril Gahn.
Old guy, he's in dirty boxing. Come on.
No,
explosive.
we've forgotten the name.
Explosive, come on. You hit him and it feels different. That's what everyone says. You hit him, it feels like a brick. Yeah, come on. He's the guy who's clearly on drugs but never been caught. Come on! Dirty boxing. Yeah, you know.
I will know it. I will know it.
Look. What's his name? I don't even know what to search. Just put in dirty boxing. Champion. Because everyone's shouting it. All 3 listeners are shouting at the screen now.
Yeah, all 3 listeners.
There.
What, Yoel Romero?
Yeah! 2 Yoels.
The soldier of God, yes.
Yeah. Can you imagine a fight, 2 Yoels that are tired doing this?
But the trouble is...
Jump in. Jump in.
What's going to happen is they're going to stand there like this, and then one of them is going to take a deep breath, Go like this.
Yeah, not
then it's
doing-
going to go like that. That's going to be
Yeah,
over.
but he only does that when someone else does something.
Yeah.
So he's
It'll
gonna go like
wait.
No one does anything. Like him and Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
Anderson Silva doing that. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Yeah?
Make sure you film it now.
I am.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How many listeners do we have? None.
59.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. No.
It's 57. Anyway.
That's alright.
So, yes. Next fight.
Pena versus Harrison.
Yeah. As said before, Pena to me is like, I remember this time, Keith Jardine.
Yeah. You only remember that because it was on my search.
Yeah. Keith Jardine, as in, if you removed all the background and the footage of any other fighter involved in the fight and just watch Keith Jardine move, you'd be like, ha!
Yeah,
this guy
weird.
got grip.
Yeah.
You won't be one of those guys that
You know
turns
when Forrest Griffin ran in and ate a shot for Anderson Silva and fell over?
No, more like when Forrest Gump had his leg braces on. That kind of shit. But no, like those guys that turn up and go, yeah, I've done loads. And you're like, you have to work hard.
And then they come in and they're not very
like,
good.
You've done loads of what?
Yeah,
Because
done
it
loads
wasn't
of
fighting.
done loads of watching of people boxing and not really
And
understanding anything.
and emulating it in a completely different way.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
It's like when you tell something and they repeat it, you go, no, that's not.
Absolutely not what I said. Yeah. No, I always think that about DDP as well. But just because of it's so unorthodox and 90% of what he does shouldn't work and yet somehow still does.
So what happens if DDP faces someone who's bigger and stronger? Because that's essentially what we're talking about.
That's the argument that we're facing here. So we're arguing if DDP moved up to light heavyweight, how would he fare against the top of that weight class?
Jan Błachowicz would smash him
in
the same way as he smashed Adesanya.
Exactly, I would agree. Yeah.
So,
and I think that's exactly what happens here as well, because Kayla Harrison is so much bigger and more manly in every possible way. I think what will happen is the stand-up might be even-ish, and then Harrison will get control of her and stay in control of her.
Yeah, but even the stand-up, it's not as if Kayla Harrison is Ronda Rousey stand-up.
No, but...
I never forget those
promos. Floyd Mayweather, yeah?
Those promos were, was it Floyd Mayweather she said? She got hands, Farasahabi, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not saying he ain't got a clue, because clearly he's
class,
those people. But I think he might have been
over-exaggerating.
No, not even that. Straight line.
Yeah, maybe.
Straight line.
Maybe you got a point.
And all the promo, she was like this. She was on
the telephone.
Old school
Hello?
receptionist.
Who's on the phone now?
Yeah.
Is it the commissioner of boxing? Are they saying your boxing's any good?
It's like,
no.
I don't know. Right, so, what you're saying is I'm a world-class judo player.
Who's now going to stand?
All my fights have been get hold of them, throw them to the floor, and submit them. Yeah. Okay, right. Do back work at the same time. Yeah. And, try that. I'm not doing any more back work. Your neck ain't the other side.
Oh, my neck doesn't go.
Anyway, so I'm on the phone, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that, but I've been practicing loads of boxing. Yeah, you're boxing. You're practically Floyd Mayweather. Except you're white
and less good.
Oh yeah, and the other main thing is you're rubbish.
You stink. Yeah.
So what you should do is on the biggest MMA stage in the world, practice your newly trained striking on one of the greatest female kickboxers of all time.
Yes.
And then someone,
that's the answer,
including Ronda Rousey, went, that's a great idea. And she had her jaw broken. What she should have done is gone out there, got hold of her, thrown her on the floor, and submitted her.
Exactly.
And it'd be a different story.
Yeah.
But hey,
So what I was saying is, it's not as if Kayla Harrison.
No, she can hit.
Yeah.
She can hit, and she hits unbelievably hard and fast.
she's got a bloke's jaw.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Stupid.
I'm hoping she's not. Well, she's not chinny, is she? So we're going with Kayla Harrison.
Yeah, Kayla Harrison. I
Tomorrow morning. So this morning.
this morning.
She's
Yeah.
gonna win this morning.
Yeah, sure.
About 6 o'clock, maybe 5.
As soon as the fight starts. No, I think first or second round. I think ground and pound finish.
5-round fight as well.
Yeah, I don't think that makes much of a difference.
No.
I think she'll take her down, hold her there, and that'd be it.
Yeah, good. The only other thing we have to remember for UFC is that potential for boredom.
Oh, yeah.
Gastelum Pfeiffer, I don't think there's potential for boredom.
Well, unless it does turn into that fucking Derek Lewis and Ngannou fight, and we end up sitting there waiting for something to
Or
happen.
it turns into a lean against the fence fight. I don't think it will turn into an on the floor boredom fight.
What, Pena Harrison, you mean?
No.
Oh,
Pfeiffer.
really?
I don't think it will turn into a boredom on the floor or boredom stood up fight. I think the potential is boredom leaning against the cage, Kevin Gastelum winning the cage thing.
Oh, I don't think that's likely. I think they're both too happy to stand.
Okay.
I don't think that's likely to happen. I'd be more worried about Pena and Harrison standing on the cage and doing the old foot stomp Roonies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
think,
but I think
I
if
mean,
that happens.
if you watch Harrison's last fight against, I can't remember her name, but she was holding her up against that fence, and eventually she did manage to take her foot floor. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I think a lot of it may be standing up against the wall, controlling. But Harrison's got the ability to do that. I think either way, even if it does go longer, I think Harrison will eventually find a way to take her down and maul her.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Alright, so last fight, O'Malley.
O'Malley.
Is it?
Or Marab O'Malley.
What?
Yes.
What's Marab's second name?
Davalishvili.
Is it? Because whenever I hear the Americans say it, they say Willie. Duash Willie. Duash Willie. I'm like,
Dash Willie.
yeah, it makes it sound a bit sick. Oh, that's what I was going to say. I was thinking about it. Duash Willie.
Dwashvili.
I will go with Villy because
It's a W. It's got to be a V in every culture that isn't English.
that's it. Are they speaking English or are they speaking something else? Because I'm pretty sure there's
Georgian,
a cheese they call Farmer John cheese. Farmer John cheese. How do you get? It's Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Parmesan. It's
cheese.
not Parmesan. What? It's Parmesan. And the other thing is, I saw something the other day, and it was a little saying is crisscross applesauce, and I was like, that doesn't rhyme.
What? Why?
There's this big argument between an English guy and an American guy, and Americans are going, and the American guy's going, I don't want to live in a nation. No, I don't want to talk to someone from a nation that doesn't speak correctly, and says applesauce in a way that it doesn't rhyme with crisscross. I was like, you don't want to speak to an English person about an English language. It's applesauce. He was saying,
How does he say an applesauce rhymes with?
crisscross applesauce.
Oh,
I was like, no,
Absolutely
it's applesauce. Speak properly.
Absolutely not.
Farmer John cheese. Anyway, what were we saying? UFC, MMA. So I'm going to go straight into it. I think I won't go on about this for ages because we already talked about it. Sean O'Malley has had his peak and is now in his trough phase, and I think that happens with everybody who's not, I won't say one trick pony because they're world class at everything,
Yes, of course.
but they have a thing,
And once
USP, let's call it,
Right,
unique
yeah.
selling point.
Nice, like it.
Conor McGregor had it, and then once it gets worked out, the blueprint's laid and it's down. And I also think one of the main factors is totally away from the physical side of things. I think it's the mental aspect. And with Conor McGregor, he would break people before the fight.
Yeah.
Because the belief was so much in his favour that I think that most of them would start to believe he was superhuman.
I wonder if Morab is now getting that.
Marab, yeah.
I wonder if Morab's fan base are now going, he's the best in the division.
Yeah.
There's literally
I
no
think
way.
there's loads of people who beat him.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, but I don't
like
think Sean
who?
O'Malley's one of them.
Like who?
Let's go into that another time. I don't think Sean O'Malley's one of them. And I think once someone's been beaten, it takes that game away, like the non-colouring of the hair. It's almost like he's acknowledged that himself and stepping back into contender. Which
Don't forget, he hasn't had a wank in like 8 months.
Doesn't matter. You'll find out that if you know biology,
What? Keeping the seed doesn't do anything?
it doesn't actually keep. And then a bit more goes in.
No,
and then
it just
massive-
fills up and yeah.
It doesn't
Doesn't
keep
keep going. Can you imagine you just have these huge testicles?
Yeah, it recycles through.
Yeah.
So that's nonsense.
They still die off.
And you spike your testosterone if you're massively active anyway, because
Yeah.
you produce more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's not needed, you don't produce. It's an old, martial arts idea and sports idea. I think it's disproven. It won't counteract the massive amounts of PEDs everybody's taking in.
That's true.
So they probably don't produce testosterone because they're nuts.
That's about that big.
Yeah. So that's what I think.
I would agree. I think Merab's pressure and the way that he uses his wrestling and his striking and makes it into a multi-level sport.
Multi-level sport.
I think it's gonna overwhelm O'Malley exactly the same as it did in the first fight. I don't envision it going any other way. I think Merab by decision. I think that's probably more like the outcome.
So we've got Pfeiffer,
First or second.
Michelle Pfeiffer. Yeah, she's too old for Michelle Pfeiffer, isn't she?
I mean, I know her.
Do you?
Personal, yeah.
We've got Michelle Pfeiffer beating Kevin Gastelum, and then we've got
Kayla
Kayla
Harrison
beating Pena,
beating Pena.
and we've
First
got
or second.
Marab
Decision.
Duashwili. Marab Farmer John Duashwili beating Sean O'Malley.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
good. Don't place any bets based on what we think,
No.
because we don't know anything. Okay? Thank you, please.
Thank you, please. Thank you. Done?
I don't know how to stop it. How do you stop it?
How do you stop it? That's the real question.
Is it that?
Yeah, maybe. And now.